Let's now move on to ETH. So looking at ETH here, we still like the overall structure. We've had this really nice move up from the horizontal support of 1550. We've had this big move up. We've now formed this bull flag. It's somewhat a little bit ugly, but it still has the structure of a bull flag. We have above us and at the top of the bull flag this resistance zone between 1823 and 1853, which we can see we've rejected once, twice, three, now potentially 4 times. We've rejected at that level. So this is quite a key level for ETH to get past. Now, ETH has underperformed in comparison to Bitcoin, Solana, some of the other alts like Chainlink, for example. So we do expect there to be some catch up for ETH, especially if Bitcoin can stabilize, which is what it started to do. So we do feel that this can break out in the near term. However, when we look at other indicators, we see that the RSI, it was overbought and it has now put in a bearish divergence, but is now not in overbought territory. So there is some contrasting signals in there, but a bearish divergence is usually not positive for price. But we have to ask ourselves, is this enough to currently put us off the conviction that ETH can go higher? If we then look at the mechanics behind the scene to continue assessing this, we look at the weighted funding rate and we can see it's still very positive and it's come up in the last day or so. So it's still very positive, suggesting that there's still a significant bias to be long. So if we then turn to open interest, we want to say, okay, well, how much leverage, how much open interest is being taken out? And we can see from this green that it's still, even though it's been uptrending over the last few weeks, in fact, we can still see it's pretty low in comparison to prior months. So that tells us that yes, there is a significant bias to be long, but there isn't loads of leverage, there isn't loads of open interest being taken out, and therefore the mechanics behind this is actually quite healthy. It's quite a healthy structure, and therefore that should help or enable ETH to take or move to the upside. However, if Bitcoin cannot hold up and we do see a more meaningful breakdown in Bitcoin, then, and again, it's still in its bullish structure, it's still in this bullish pennant that we can see. If Bitcoin does decide to break down, then that will likely see alt break down more significantly. So that is something to be aware of when assessing ETH. Although overall, we do like the structure, we feel it's in a bull flag, it has to get above its key resistance, which is this 1823 to 1853 area. But if we can see a convincing breakout and a break above this 1853 area, then we feel 1933 should be achieved relatively quickly, and ETH should then, or could then, make an attempt to retest this high at $2,100.